What is up, everybody? Today we are recapping Backyard Wrestling 8 live on True or TV Plus, held in a backyard somewhere in the United States. It may or may not be Big Vin's backyard. We'll have to see. But yeah, this took place on July 5th this year. Usually, I believe this is their July 4th show, but Brett wanted to do the Bash at the Ballpark on America's 250th birthday. He thought it would be more fitting. Anyway, let's get right into this. Your opening contest is the self-titled best match of the night and best match you'll see of the night. We had Flying Ryan O'Neal, June and Junie Underwood teaming with your GCW World Tag Team Champions, Busta and the Brain, Alec Price, and Jordan Oliver. I can't believe I fucked that up. But we're going to roll it. Taking on sturdy style Logan Cavazos, the Frenchman Leeds Lewis, and Dylan McKay. I could pretty much name most of these guys off the top of my head, except Dylan McKay. I just haven't seen enough of him. I only know Leeds Lewis because he has a very unique look. But yeah, self-proclaimed best match of the night, and they proved it. Just fast-paced, high-flying, despite being in the backyard. Flying Ryan, Junie Underwood, and Price and Oliver pick up the victory. Not much you can say. I gave the match itself 4 stars. Afterwards, Oliver got on the mic like he's been doing over the last few shows. Gave love to the backyard and pointed out that if it wasn't for people like Sturdy Sal, GCW wouldn't be doing as well as it is. Then we cut back to a segment that was filmed earlier. Not filmed. It happened earlier that night or earlier that day as arrivals. We had one of the participants, Little Skittle, rolling up with his crew deep. The only ones that I could really remember is the guy who I always complain about, or who I've complained about being shirtless in the front row at TOS and other Atlantic City shows, and Mr. Mittens himself. Always love seeing Mittens on shows that aren't NHB because he's a fan too. Danny even says, like, yeah, you know, he works for us, but he's a fan. He can go anywhere he wants. So I love seeing that. But right as they get out of the car and start, getting like, oh, let's get hyped up. And then his opponent, longtime rival, Mr. J, appears out of the trailer park right next to where they were parking for the show. Words get exchanged. They're the pull apart, building up hype for your main event. Then we had your second matchup of the evening. We had Atom, definitely not Adam Gold. It's Atom taking on Cage, who's definitely not KJ Orso. Very good overall match. Adam, surprisingly, can do a lot of stuff. Who would have thunk it? Cage enraged at the beginning of the match, being like, this guy's a referee, blah, 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 whatever. Like, get over it. You're in a backyard, motherfucker. But ultimately, it came to a finish when, I don't know where, Sam Stackhouse put Atom through a door bridge on the ground with his Samoan driver, then threw him back in the ring, and Cage hit a Orso-esque character assassination to pick up the victory. I give this match 3.5 stars. So solid overall match. Then we had a hardcore legacy. Low Life Louie Jr. taking on Emanon, who is definitely not Jimmy Lloyd. Just a solid overall match. There were a few things that I just think went clunky. They used a drill though at one point, and one of the best things for this match was that Brett Lauderdale and Marcus Mathers were jumped on commentary for this match. This show had just a revolving commentary table. Basically, if you wanted to jump on and just have fun, go jump on and have fun. That's what this show was meant to be. But yeah, Eminem picking up the victory in a very hard fought match. I give this match 3.5 stars. Let's move on. So we had a 6-man scramble match. We had Arcanine, which definitely wasn't Anakin Murphy, taking on the hardcore hoochie daddy, J.B. Anderson. Give me 1 second. I'm peeking my mic when I'm talking, so I'm turning it down. Taking on Connor Claxton, taking on Lucky 13, taking on Tarzan Duran, taking on Hijai. Fucking somebody that works for POR, and I still don't know how to fucking pronounce their name. But just a good, solid back and forth match. You had a lot of dives into pools, off of shit, on the shit. Best thing I can remember is that Lucky 13 did some sort of, I think, like spinning dive, like a tornado conhito or something off of a trailer onto the group of guys. But Tarzan Duran, using cunningness and everything else that he has, picked up the victory. Just an overall good match. I get that match 4.5 stars. This is the what the fuck did I just watch match of the night. We had Jumping Joey, who's definitely not Joey Janela, taking on the North Korean assassin. Just an overall weird match. The match started normally, then all of a sudden, North Korean propaganda just breaks out into the broadcast. That's about all I can say. When it does come back from that, North Korean assassin is covered in blood with a gusset plate in his head. Just a very good, solid, good match. It ends when Joey Janela and North Korean assassin get in the pool, and all of a sudden, like, he's like drowning him. The ref calls for the bell. Joey said, "Motherfucker, you just screwed up the fucking finish, motherfucker." Blah 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 blah. Doing what Joey does. Does it a little bit more, and he says, "Now ring the bell, motherfucker." And then that's how the match ends. So it ended by drowning. I gave the match itself 3 stars. Afterwards, Joey like walks over to the side by where the trailer was and where Lucky did dive early, like the match before, and finds a picture of him and North Korean assassin like being buddies. Like, did I just kill my best friend? Sorry, my voice apparently giving away now. But so he has a crisis. They flash back to a bunch of pictures and stuff of them together. Joey says, I gotta turn myself in. I gotta turn myself in. Goes and gets in a Jeep, and then North Korean assassin attacks him in the Jeep. Like a fever dream. That's about all I can say. Then we had your Pool of NyQuil match between Sleepy Ed and Sean the Spider. From what I'm guessing, from what I gathered is Sean the Spider, Sean Henderson, who does shows, I guess, locally in that area, and he just likes to dabble and wrestle every once in a while. Overall, it was a okay match. I felt weird not giving it like anything, but it was just like it was a solid match for what it was, but just it was an odd match. Sleepy had hit a GTS and then threw Sean into a pool on top of the van he entered in on. So, yeah, Sleepyhead picks up the victory in this match, but it's like, huh? Then we had a very long break so they could set up the Steel Cage of Rage for your main event. We had Little Skittle taking on Mr. J. Little Skittle, for those of you that don't know, obviously the one that used to, or still kind of whatever, he promotes Yardcore. And he does music on his Discord and like that sort of stuff. So, don't know much about him. Mr. J, I guess they've been rivals and like friends and stuff for a long time. So just basically, it was just madness. It was a steel cage with weaponry in it, fuckery, and blah blah blah. This craziness. What do you expect from a cage match in a backyard? But Mr. J makes Little Skittle tap out in what is supposed to be their final encounter, but I gave that match 4 stars. But as soon as both of them are out of the cage, Brett starts interviewing Mr. J, or Mr. J got the mic, says, blah, 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 I respect you, or whatever. I can't remember. It's been it's been over a fucking month right now. Or it's been a couple weeks, and I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. But at the end, Brett Lauderdale comes over, starts interviewing him, and basically says, "Hey, let's make the main event for next year's backyard. It's going to be an explosion match between Little Skittle and Mr. J." Little Skittle or Mr. J demands a GCW Universal Championship match, and Brett's like, "Well, you'll get it if you win." I say Universal, I meant UV, the Ultraviolet title. He wants a shot at Otis right now, and he said, "You'll get it if you win," and Little Skittle will get whatever. Little Skittle doesn't really, get to say whatever. But that was GCW Backyard Wrestling 8. Now we're going to move into my final thoughts. Overall, it was a good event. It wasn't supposed to be a technical masterpiece. It was meant to be a fun and just overall good, fun show to give. Overall, I would give this show 4 stars. But yeah, like if you enjoy any of this, anything I like to do, anything I'm doing, like, subscribe, do all the things you're supposed to do, so I can push the YouTube algorithm and hopefully make some money from this someday. But anyway, let me know what your favorite match of Backyard Wrestling 8 was. By far, for me, it was obviously the main event. Like, I had the most enjoyment out of it, but second place is the pool and ankle match. It's just like, what the fuck is going on here? Anyway, remember, like I said, remember, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And until next time, peace!